Hi everybody, this is Karen. Terry already uploaded her video today. I'm in Oklahoma. I'll be going to Huntsville tomorrow, but since summer is here, we're going to have some difficulty getting together every single week on Tuesday to record new videos. So we thought this might be a nice option. I am, let's see, that work. Okay, so I'm doing a PowerPoint and narrating the PowerPoint because the picture books that I've read were digital. I borrowed them from my public library, which I'll talk about that in a little bit longer later. Also, I don't want to be huge on the screen because I've been working outside this evening and I am gross and sweaty. And rather than make this video any later being uploaded, I decided I'd just get it out of the way now before I showered and finished some laundry and packed for leaving for ALA on Thursday. So, my first book I'm going to talk about is Bernice Gets Carried Away by Hannah E. Harrison. Now, if you watched the other book talk video a week or so ago, I did 2 Hannah E. Harrison books. So I was thrilled when I saw that our library had Bernice Gets Carried Away. So here's the lovely cover, and oh, I just love her narrations. I'm sorry, her illustrations. So Bernice, you can see, is a little cat, and at the beginning of the story, she is in a grumpy mood. She's at some kind of party, a birthday party, and she's, upset because everybody gets a frosting flower on her piece of cake, on their piece of cake, except for her. Some big kid busts the piñata to smithereens, and everybody gets candy except for her. She only finds a gumball, and somebody's already stepped on it. Everybody gets this great kind of soda pop that's cold, but she only gets left with some prune kind of pop that's warm. So when the balloons start coming out, she decides she is not going to miss out. And she immediately swoops in and says, "Mine," and she takes them all. And so, of course, Bernice learns a lesson. By taking them all, she gets pulled up into the sky, and she has to figure out how she's going to get down. And the way she does that is by sharing. She gives a balloon to a rain cloud, and it turns sunny, and then she starts lowering, and she gives one to a bird that was sad, and then she gives one to somebody, another animal, and by the time she gets down to the bottom, she gives them all to the other party goers, and then everybody decides they're all going to share, so she ends up getting some of the good things that she had missed out at the party. So, cute story, cute, not supposed to say cute. All right, cute illustrations, adorable animals. I love the way Hannah E. Harrison draws. She's so talented. Her animals are they're so wonderful. Look at that little Bernice. All right, so second one, Night Animals. This one cracked me up by, I'd say, Gianna, Marino. So here's the cover, Night Animals, and we meet a skunk and a possum, and they are scared to death. They're scared of the night animals, and they're hiding in this little bitty hole, and there's no room, and so they say, let's go find somewhere else. Well, when they're running off, they hear something else making noise, and it turns out to be this wolf saying, "Help me." And he goes, "Help you? You're a wolf." Well, what cracks me up, this is where I laughed out loud, is look at this illustration. Oh my goodness. The skunk is letting out its smell, the little possum's about to pass out. Hysterical. Turns out that they meet bigger and bigger animals that are all scared of night animals, and in swoops this bat. Says, "What are you guys afraid of?" And they say, "We're afraid of the night animals." And the bat goes, "You are night animals." And then they go, "Oh, well, okay." And there's a fun little twist at the end of the story that's interesting, that deals with people. So it's great. It's a nice ending. So that's Night Animals. Third is An Animal Alphabet by Elisha Cooper. All right, so I consider myself to be fairly intelligent. And I just chose one of the inside, I chose this inside cover. They do This author does a great job of choosing animals that are unusual, I guess. Some of them are unusual. And so I like that, it's a viper. And so, a lot of animal kids, when they look at this picture, they would say, oh, snake. Well, it's a viper for V. Of course, there's a vole there as well. So, and then for the W, we have walrus and warthog. But the thing is, the trick with this, like, seek and find part is, in addition to learning the letters, you also have to count. So the one that you're looking for is the one that there's 8 of. So the V would be the viper because it's 8 vipers. The W would be the warthog because there are 8 warthogs. At the bottom of the page, all the animals are listed, so you get to see what they're all named. It does not, however, highlight for you which one there is 8 of. So I kind of, on some of them, there are some, of course, that have more animals with the letter, and so some of the pages are filled a little bit more. And so a couple of them really had to kind of count and say, all right, well, I almost skipped one because, like, which one? I can't even tell which one has 8. At the very back of the book, in addition to all the names throughout, there are facts about each of the animals that are listed in the book. All right, 4. YAKS, Yak, Linda Sue Park. I love wordplay, and this is a great book for wordplay. YAKS, Yak, animal word pairs. So this one also does words that are not as common necessarily. So quail, sure, no problem. I know what a quail is. But however, this says quail's quail. So the definition of quail is here in the kite. And it says to quail is to shrink away in fear. So every page has this kind of setup. An animal and an action, a verb. And then the definition. So here's another one. I liked this one. Badgers, badger. And I love the illustration on this one because of this. You can just see the word bubble filled with words. They're just talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. And then, of course, to badger, the definition up there is to badger. To, to bother repeatedly. So I love this setup. And then in the very back of this book, every page has the origin of where the name of the animal comes from, and then the action from the animal. Anyway, so the origin. And then homographs, it tells you that's what you're dealing with. So, okay, so very useful back matter. 5, Treat by Mary Sullivan. So good for those early readers because the only word in this book is treat over and over and over again. It's another great thing for you to use with students if you're wanting to teach them, I guess, inflection. Because this little dog and some of the people that interact with the dog say treat in many different ways. All this little dog wants is a treat. And so this is toward the beginning of the book. He's like, treat, 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 treat. And look at, he's like laying upside down. He's really wanting a treat. He's so excited. Treat. The little girl up there, she's like teasing him. Ready? There's a treat. And then what's she do? She eats the treat herself. And the dog's like, treat. So it goes on. This little dog goes to every member of this family looking for a treat. And in the end, of course, he is rewarded with his treat. All right, so since I'm in Oklahoma a little bit more during the summer than I am during the regular semesters, I don't have access to as many picture books as I do when I'm in the office. So I take advantage of my public library because they have OVERDRIVE, and they allow you to check out books, several, 10, like mine does, 10, and I have 2 different memberships. A reciprocal membership to another place I was in. So I have the opportunity to check out 20 books at a time if I want. So I take advantage of this and check out picture books quite often because it's a way I can read several books. So like today I read I read 2 or 3 more books that I got from my library. And so, oh, this is not supposed to be there. Sorry, ignore that slide. So, like, here's an example of what is an option. So there's a Duck and Goose story, Mr. Limoncello's Library, Olympics. So anyway, okay, so you can see. So check your public library and see what you can get, and read some through OVERDRIVE on your computer or your other mobile devices. So remember, if you have any questions for us, or if you have suggestions for something we can do for another video, email us at pppdkarinterry@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you. I took this format for template for the PowerPoint from Slides Carnival, and you can see the other citations and titles and font and everything used for that. So thank you very much for joining me, and we will talk to you in some manner next week.